And hello everyone, and welcome to Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama, getting ready to bring you single car qualifying for round 1 of the FBRL Napa Pro Series. 36 drivers, 18 teams, 4 manufacturers, and a 12-race season to decide who will be the inaugural Napa Pro Series champion. Let's take a look at some Talladega track facts. Talladega Superspeedway was built in 1969, has a current grandstand capacity of about 80,000. It's a 2.66-mile asphalt oval with 33 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2, 32.5 degrees banking in turns 3 and 4. Trial was about 16.5 degrees of banking, and the backstretch has 3 degrees of banking. The front stretch is a little bit longer than the backstretch at 4,300 feet compared to 4,000. And it's important to note that the start-finish line is not on the front straightaway as it is in track like Daytona, but rather further along down the straightaway, which could create some incredible last-second passes for the victory. As we get ready to take you down trackside for single car qualifying, just wanted to let you know that the qualifying order for this session is in the description of this video. If you're a fan of one of your favorite drivers and want to see more or less where he qualifies, it's down there for your convenience. But now, let us go down trackside and get single car qualifying for round 1 of the FBRL Napa Pro Series underway. And here's the first driver in the history of the FBRL Napa Pro Series to run a qualifying lap, the number 6, so Jacob Rose for Team HNS DCA, the number 6, iRacing Folger Sport. Every driver will get 1 lap to make as fast of a qualifying lap as he can as he comes down the back straightaway here. In the test sessions, it looked like he probably wanted to be about 170, 171 pretty consistently from about the back straightaway down, obviously, the start-finish line. It's not quite there as he reaches 170, but has to let off just a little bit. Or not really let off, it's just the momentum going into the corner forces him to not have quite that amount of speed, but he's consistently 169 through the corner. He should get up here. See if we can get up to 170, trying to get to 171 as he comes down the tri-oval. Remember, unlike at Daytona, the start-finish line is not the tri-oval, but further down the straightaway as he comes to complete his lap. Jacob Rose with a 56.742. That's currently first, 1 of 1. But I'm not quite sure that lap is going to be great, but it's a decent start of lap. We'll have to see as more cars go along, particularly in the middle part of the session, how that will go. The second car on track, the number 51 of Randy Briggs Jr., driving for Full Throttle Motorsports. Number 51, I think it's the number 51 Voodoo Ride Toyota. Comes down here. He's not quite looking so great either. It's going to be a bit interesting to see if maybe the track's a little bit warmer, or, you know, there's not a whole lot of rubber on this track, to see if maybe that affects the cars a little bit. The 169, does he get to 170 before the end of the corner? No, he does not. So this is probably going to be a tick slower on the lap times. But it doesn't really matter, you know, Talladega, it doesn't really matter, especially with how close these cars are. Doesn't matter really whether you start in the front or the back, but it's obviously a good positive reinforcement for a lot of these guys. As he finally reaches 170 coming down the tri-oval, kind of going between 169 and 170. As it comes down the start-finish line. Second place, not quite as good of a lap, 56.819. I don't expect that to be a very good lap either, unfortunately. We'll have to see. Maybe these lap times are a little bit slower. But we'll see how this qualifying session goes along, how the lap times are going to be. Third car on track, the number 38 of Parker Ness, driving for Tommy Roberts Racing, and the number 38 Maxwell House Ford as he comes down the front straightaway, the start-finish line, and races his way down to turn number 1. This is going to be a very interesting season. Obviously, there's a couple of teams that have a slight edge considering Harley's National Series experience. And then, of course, we have, you know, there's a couple of drivers with some experience. Doug Lockrow, this is the most notable, and Levi Pasco, I forgot to mention him, a late entry in the number 92, which we will see later. I think he's one of the last drivers actually to qualify. But as you look at Parker Ness, he did not get up to 170 either, so this is not going to be a great lap. um, in comparison, I think we are going to see later on in this qualifying session, but we'll see how this goes. Anything can happen as he comes down the front straightaway. Past the tri-oval, coming to the start-finish line. Yep, he never reached 170. He just reaches 170. He gets to the line with a 56.859. That's going to put him third of the 3 cars so far. A bit of a disappointing lap. Obviously, I think some of these guys, they're new. They're still learning the track. Still learning how where they need to hold the car. Ness currently third with 3 drivers so far. Here's Noah Wright in the number 3 for TJ Smith Incorporated, the number 3 Mr. Clean Sprint Chevy. It comes down into turn number 1 and 2. Coming down the back straightaway, already up to 169. Already up to 170. This is looking like a pretty good lap here. And you get to 171 before they get into turn 1. Not quite, but it's still pretty good. Let's see if we can hold on to 170 miles an hour through this corner. Looking pretty good right now. This is going to be a bit of a better lap time. Sterling Group just dips down 169. He comes off the corner. Up to 170 again. So it's going to be a bit of a better lap time, it looks like. He comes down the front straightaway. Noah Wright, the number 3 for TJ Smith Incorporated. Coming down the start-finish line, 171 gets him to the pole with a 56.591. A decent lap for that number 3 team. This is more of what I was expecting. We're going to have to see as the rest of this qualifying session goes along, but that is more of what I'm expecting to see in terms of lap times for this qualifying session. So come down the front straightaway. Coming down the start-finish line, Ellison in the number 40 for Texas Motorsports, driving the number 40 Air France Chevy. It doesn't seem like, I'm not sure that's a particularly slow warm-up lap. As you know, the start-finish line, because it's pasture road, the warm-up laps get started, and so normally it's not a big issue, but her lap seems exceptionally slow. It's a bit of a surprise considering Texas Motorsports is currently running pretty solidly in the Hardy's National Series. I think this is going to be a pretty disappointing lap for the number 40 team. Yeah, she does not look to be quite up there, only up to 169 right now. So this is going to be a pretty disappointing lap for the number 40 team. To come down the start-finish line. Oh yeah, 5th out of 5 of 57.182. That's got to be very disappointing for her, for the team. Gonna have to see if maybe something happened as they're coming off their road, or if the cars wasn't set up right for qualifying. It's going to see how she can do in the race. The 6th car on track, the number 10 of Julio Cesar for Cesar Autosport, number 10 Amico Toyota. Julio Cesar, the surprise Hardy's National Series Daytona winner. Very surprising last couple of lap pass. I got him out front. He was able to pull off the field for the win. Julio Cesar will be driving this car split time, I should say, with Drew Jua. He'll be driving the races that Julio Cesar cannot in this number 10 because of his commitments in the Hardy's National Series. As he comes down in turn 3, he never quite reached 170 either, which is going to be a bit disappointing for him as well. Probably going to be somewhere between Randy Riggs Jr. and Parker Ness, I would say, somewhere around there. As he comes down the front straightaway, coming into the tri-oval. Still at 169, not quite 170 miles an hour, just at 170. And that's actually going to put him in 5th place right now with 56.860. Bit of a disappointing qualifying act for the number 10, but again, got to remember, this is Talladega, and anything can happen during the race. But obviously, kind of want to start a little bit further up front, but still, we'll have to see what he does in the race. 7th car on track, the number 65 of Jimmy Jr. He'll be driving here at Talladega for Redline Motorsports, and then the NVIDIA number 65 Dodge. He's going to be driving full-time, however, in two different cars, two different teams. He'll be driving part-time here at Wright Motorsports, but he'll also be driving the number 48 for Breeding Enterprises. Other parts of this year, as he comes down the back straightaway, he's got a decent lap right here at 170 miles an hour. It's going to be a solid lap. Looks like for the number 65 team. Relay Motorsports currently driving the Hardee's National Series with Agent Shepard, who's been a bit of a surprise up there. Doing pretty decent in the points, all things considered. Jimmy Jr. comes down the front straightaway. This is looking like a pretty decent lap at about 170 miles an hour. Coming down the start-finish line, that puts him in the second place with a 56.665. Pretty solid lap for the number 65 team, I'd say. It's going to be interesting to see where that lines up with the rest of the competition here in qualifying. 8th car on track, the number 94 Edward Ziemba, driving for Flipside Motorsports. The number 94 Adidas Chevrolet. There's quite a lot of Chevys in this field. I was concerned, wondering if that would hurt the power of these cars, but so far it doesn't seem to look like it. It comes down the back straight, 171. That is I believe that is the first we've seen down the back straightaway. So a car hitting 171 miles an hour. It's a good sign for this number 94 team. 170. It looks pretty consistent here. Car is not going down anymore. That's going to be good. This is going to be a pretty good lap here, up to 171. Can he get to 172 before the start-finish line? This is looking like a pretty solid lap for the number 94 team. Coming down the front straightaway, down the start-finish line. Fastest, 56.345. Very good lap for that number 94 team. Flipside Motorsports has to be very happy with that lap. I'll have to see where it stacks up with some of the other teams, but for now, that is a very good lap for Ziemba, the 94 team. Here comes the number 13 of Brian McDonaugh, driving for North Dakota Motorsports. Number 13, Cooper Tires, Heineken, Chevy. Coming down the back straightaway here, he's up to 170 miles an hour as well. So looking like early, the Chevys may actually have quite a bit of power. Already up to 171. Brian McDonough will be driving part-time in this number 13 car for North Dakota Motorsports, along with Frank DeAngelis, who will be driving another point in the season. Comes down to turn 3, still at 171. This is looking like a really good lap. He didn't just ticks down 170, but back at 171. A very good lap, looking like this is going to be. Coming down the front straightaway to the start-finish line, he gets to 172. First driver, 172, 56.182. Excellent lap for the number 13, and that puts him to the board. North Dakota Motorsports, got to be happy with that one. Brian McDonough puts him at the top of the charts right now here in Sim Park qualifying. And here comes the second half of that part-time team that I was talking about earlier, the Jimmy Jr. Here's Zachary Billson driving the number 48 U2 Dodge for Breeding Enterprises. As mentioned, Jimmy Jr., who is currently driving the number 65, will be swapping with him depending on different points of the season between the number 48 and the number 65. It's a bit of an interesting deal, but we'll see how it goes for the season. Zachary Billson running pretty solidly here. Up to 171 now. You got to wonder if maybe the grip level has improved a little bit on this track with some of the rubber being put on the track. If the drivers are starting to become a bit more comfortable here. He is 171 consistently through that corner as well. Coming down the front straightaway. Here to find out what his lap time is going to be. He gets to 172 as well. This is going to be another solid lap. Oh, just missed it. 56.192, 1/100th of a second off of Ryan McDonaugh, the number 13. But another very solid lap puts Zachary Billson up to second for now. Very solid job with the number 48 Reading Enterprises team. And the next car on track, the number 84 Daniel Voyles in the Motorcraft Ford for Single Seat Racing. One of the biggest announcements very late in the offseason was that Single Seat Racing cut out the driver who was going to race the number 92 and signed Levi Pascoe, a seasoned veteran who had announced that he was interested in coming back into the FBRL and was signed to the number 92 team, which you will see again later on here. But it's going to be very interesting to see how he, a veteran race winner in the Sony Cup Series, does here with these Napa Pro Series drivers. But back to Daniel Voyles here. This is not looking like a very good lap. He's 168, 169 here. Going to be a bit of a disappointment for this team. Coming down the front straightaway to the start finish line. Just gets the winner of 7 inches in 10th with a 56.945. That's obviously got to be disappointing for them. It's be interesting to see how they can work on the car a little bit and try to get it better for the race. But 10th place right now for the number 84 team. Next car on track, Bob Burns, the number 67. In Branchell Toyota for Cesar Autosport. It'll be interesting to see how he does compared to his teammate. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we've seen a complete team so far in this qualifying session. He's looking quite a bit better than his teammate from the looks of it. 270 already. Not even halfway down the back straightaway. Looking like a pretty solid lap. Up to 171, this is going to be a good lap here. As everyone knows, this season is a little bit of an abbreviated one, I would say. Not too bad, but 12 races is going to be very important to get off to a strong start here in Talladega. And throughout the season to be very consistent if you want to compete for the championship. As Bob Burns comes down the front straightaway, he's looking like he's going to have a pretty good lap here. Let's see where this lands. Very good lap, in fact. The 56.438 going to put him fourth. That is a very solid lap for the team. A big pickup compared to his teammate in the number 10 of Julio Cesar. Very solid lap for this number 17. They're going to be pretty happy about that one. Here comes the next car on track. Number 05, Nicolas Guerra. Nicolas Guerra. Driving the number 05 Bluebell Chevy for Flying Aces Racing. Flying Aces Racing is a Hardy's National Series team, been around since last year. And they had a slow start in the Hardy's National Series last year, but really improved as the season went along. You can see here, they are bringing their A game here in qualifying. A very solid run right now. Number 05. Obviously, Nicolas' teammate Doug Lockrow, which will be having his lap later, is the one that everyone's really expecting to compete for the championship this year. As the season progresses, I think that this number 05 team will be pretty good as well, right up there with them. But as he comes down the tri-oval, down to the start-finish line, third fastest with a 56.271, a pretty decent lap. Maybe not quite what they expected, but that should still put him in a decent qualifying position if things continue as they are. Not a bad lap for the number 05 team. 14th car on track as qualifying moves along. The number 96 with Kel Farrell, the number 96 Corsair Dodge for Redline Motorsports. Qualifying, it seems like it takes a long time, but I mean, these cars really are only out there for 2.5 minutes, and in terms of a lap, they're only out there for 55 seconds, so things move a lot quicker than it seems. As Kel Farrell drives it coming under turn 171. This will be another decent lap for the number 96 team. Be interesting to see where he is next to his teammate in the number 65. Feeling like this would be a pretty decent lap as well. I think we're starting to see where the median lap is going to be. Where you want to be about 170, 171 pretty consistently to have a middle of the pack run as it comes down here. And he is going to beat his teammate's lap with a 56.362. That's a pretty solid lap, I would say. But in the number 96 team, you're going to see where that lines up, but not too shabby for the Redline Motorsports group in the number 96 team. The next on track, the number 89 of Karson Hill, grabbing the number 89 SunTrust Bank, the Georgia Aquarium Chevy for Austin James Motorsports. Karson Hill was another last-minute entry, not quite as bombshell as they say, not quite as surprising as the Levi Pathco signing, but still good to see a driver get in this ride here and run the entire season. He comes down here turn 3, about 170 miles an hour. Coming into turns 3 here, just can't quite keep it there, so this isn't going to be quite as good of a lap. But again, remember, this Talladega drafting is going to be really important. And this is just really to get to know the drivers, get to know the cars, see which driver you're going to cheer on in this 2019 Napa Pro Series season. If he comes down the start-finish line, 9th quick with a 56.676. That's not too bad of a lap. We'll see where that lines up compared to the rest of the field. But 15 cars in right now, and he's in 9th place as we continue to breeze along through this qualifying session. And here's the next on track, the number 63 Gear Wrench Toyota for Joseph Strigley Racing. Number 63 of Brandon Chrasta, making his debut in the Napa Pro Series, as is most of the entire field. Joseph Strigley Racing is driving in the Harley's National Series. I believe they're currently 31st in under points, which isn't too bad for a brand new team. As he comes down the back straightaway here, he's looking like he's having a pretty decent qualifying lap. 171 down the back straightaway, coming into turn number 3 here. Couldn't quite keep it there, but once again, another decent lap. Probably going to be about mid-pack. As once again, I think we're starting to see a lot of where the mid-pack cars are going to be. But as it gets down the front straightaway here, down in the trioval, 171 miles an hour. Looking like a halfway decent lap. Coming down the front to the start-finish line. 5th place. That's actually a pretty good lap with a 56.352. That's a pretty solid lap, I would say, for the number 63 team. I think they'll be pretty happy with that when all things are said and done. But still a long way to go in this qualifying session, but currently, Brandon Chrasta in 5th place. Next on track, Kyle Springer in the number 33 Energizer Chevy for TJ Smith Incorporated. Chevys right now hold the top 4 spots in qualifying, so we'll have to see if Kyle Springer in this number 33 can keep that trend going, or it's going to be probably maybe closer to where his teammate is. Looking like it's going to be, yeah, probably, they got 171. So this might be close to where the number 63 just ran, although I don't think it's going to be quite as good in the looks of it. Comes down in turn number 3, coming down this long front straightaway. Coming down the tri-oval, 171. 17th car to complete a lap here as he comes down the tri-oval. Coming down the start-finish line. Number 33 is 7th place. Not too far ahead of his teammate here, 56.390. 90 here. Not a terrible lap. The number 33 team, that puts him in 7th place right now of the 17 drivers that are run here in single car qualifying for the Napa Pro Series. To get ready to reach the halfway point here in qualifying, the number 50, the Bradley Zimmer Jr., driving the number 50 Igloo Cooler Sport for Mechanized Motorsports, excuse me. Still learning the names of the drivers and the teams here. This is not looking like a very good lap, but we just got up to 168 miles an hour. And his pit out lap wasn't terrible. It was pretty average compared to everyone else, so I'm not quite sure where his speed is gone. But clearly that car is just a little off the pace here. 168, wow, down 167 at one point in that corner. That is not good. This number 50 team is going to have some work to do from the looks of it. Coming down the tri-oval to the start-finish line. Dude, this lap is number 15 gets. Oof, not a good lap. Puts him dead last of 18 drivers so far with a 57.196. Definitely going to have some work to do here as they get ready for the race here. Number 50 team down 18th, 18 drivers so far. And here comes Ryan Reid, the number 41. Protects the Motorsports, the number 41 Motor Oil Chevrolet. He's already looking like he's quite a bit faster than his teammate was, so it's very likely that the number 40 car just didn't get off pit road right. Already up to 170. It's been looking like a pretty decent lap. From the looks of it, 271 already. Yes, this is going to be a good lap. Coming down our turn number 3, doesn't look like it quite up to 172. I don't know if we've seen anybody get up to 172 yet down the back straightaway. But he's trying to keep it 171, 170. Certainly looking like a pretty good lap here. See if we can get up to 172 down the tri-oval. But even so, here comes the number 41 team. Coming to the start-finish line. This is looking like a pretty decent lap. The number 41 team, third. Very solid lap. That's a 56.251 right there. Texas Motorsports got to be happy with that, especially considering where the number 40 was. I think they know what they have to work towards for this race, but a very good lap for this number 41 team. And here comes the possible man of the hour. One of the favorites for the championship, and look at that. Already 171 miles an hour coming to turn number 1. This is gonna blow the lap of the number 13 right out of the water. Or 171 through that corner. This is gonna be a heck of a lap. Already up to 173. This is gonna be crazy good lap as he comes into turn number 3. 173 miles an hour, racing down to turn 3 and 4. Doug Lockrow showing some of that Sony Cup Series experience in this number 24 team, combining a veteran team in the Hardee's National Series with a bit of a veteran presence in this number 24 team. 173 miles an hour down, coming to the start-finish line. 174. Pole 55.520. That blows everyone's lap out of the water. My goodness, I don't think I was expecting to see quite a fast lap at this qualifying session. A great lap for this number 24 team. Here comes the next car on track. After that lap time by the 24, man, that was an incredible lap. But Austin James in the 00, driving and owning his own team. The number 00 Georgia Power EGA Chevy. Karson James Motorsports comes here. It's a kind of unfortunate. Let's be real that he has to go after the number 00. Or after the number 24, excuse me. Doug Lockrow put down an absolute whale of a lap. A really solid lap for the number 24 team, showing the speed and also the experience of the number 24 team, Doug Lockrow. As they come down to turn number 3. It's going to be very interesting to see if this qualifying speed can transfer over the race. Obviously, the draft is going to be completely different. It comes down the front straightaway here. Austin James. Not looking like it's going to be a really good lap, but let's see what he can put on the board here. For Austin James Motorsports. That 00 is 11th right now. Not a terrible lap. got mid-pack with a 56.506. About to see how that lands up compared to the remainder of the field right now. Austin James, 11th on the board. And here comes the next car on track. The number 5, James Ellison for S3 Motorsports, driving the number 5 Stouffer's Chevy. This is also looking like a really good lap. He's at 171 already. S3 Motorsports, probably out of any team, the most experienced in the Hardee's National Series. Attempted the Sunny Cup Series Daytona 500 as a team this year. I don't believe they made it, but still, good to make an attempt in the Sunny Cup Series. But as we look here, James Ellison with a very good lap time is looking like. Number 5 looking pretty quick. I'd be very surprised if this they could reach the number 24 car, but you never know. This is looking like a really good lap though. 173 and get to 174 here. This should be a pretty close one. Doesn't quite look like he's going to reach it, but that's still a pretty good lap. Into the sub 56. Actually, that's a really good lap. A 55.664. Very solid lap for this number 5 team. Be interesting to see how his teammate does later on. But for now, James Ellison second here in Zoom car qualifying. Here comes the 23rd car that has been on track. The number 03 of Tiff Foster driving the number 03 Order the Arrow Ford for Diego Yepes Incorporated. The first of the Diego Yepes Incorporated cars. See what type of lap time he can put here. It seems like the Fords have not had quite the level of speed exactly as some of the other cars. But it's early here still. He's 170, up to 171. So this is looking like it'll be a pretty good lap. Tiff Foster, I believe, has attempted. I'm not sure if he's made a Sony Cup Series race yet, but I know he's attempted at least one of them. He come down the front straightaway, coming down the trial, 171 miles an hour. If he can get up to 172 here. Doesn't quite look like he's going to get there. It puts it on the board, 11th place with a 56.403. That's a pretty decent lap. Puts him in the mid-pack. Not a bad lap for the number 03 team. But I'm interested to see how he can do in the race. Here comes the next car on track. The number 88 of Nick Breeding. Owner and driver of Breeding Enterprises. Driving the Panini America U2 Dodge. His teammate James Ellison, I believe, correct? Yeah, James Ellison in the number 48. Currently top 5 on the board. He does not look like he has quite the speed of his teammate, unfortunately. Didn't get up to 171 there. So this is going to be probably not going to be the best of laps for the 88 team. Breeding Enterprises also driving mostly full-time, I believe, in the Sony Cup Series with a variety of drivers as they come down the tri-oval, 171 miles an hour. It's going to be very interesting to see where he lines up here. Coming down here to the start-finish line, 13th quick with a 56.481. Puts him in the mid-pack. 13th quick right now for the number 88 team. Coming down to the final third of the field here in qualifying. Comes the next car on track. The number 8 of Blake Warren, Cooler Master Chevy for Flipside Motorsports. His teammate is currently 7th right now, so it's interesting to see where this number 8 can go. He doesn't look to be quite as fast, maybe. He's looking pretty good here, though. Up to 170. This actually might be a pretty good lap. Yes, this is looking like a good lap, a bit better than what I thought at first. 171, can he get 172 here? Not quite 172, but this is still looking like a pretty solid lap here. possible top 10 lap for this number 18. As it comes racing down this front straightaway. Trying to see what type of lap he's going to put down here in his first start here in the FBRL. 172 miles an hour into the start-finish line. Whoa, that was a good lap. I didn't expect that lap either. A 56.172. That's a whale of a lap for the number 18. Not what I was expecting when this lap started. He clearly found something as the lap went along. Very consistent, very good run for that number 18. 26th car on track, the number 80 of Ryan Butcher. Driving the number 80 Canadian Club Toyota for O&J Auto. Comes down to turn number 1 here. First of the two O&J Auto Toyotas making their qualifying lap. Currently, I believe the fastest Toyota is the number 63 car. So as managing to see where he lines up. He does not look to be quite as quick here. Just gets up to 170 coming into turn 1. Back down 169. He's not going to be probably the best of lap to this number 18. Coming down the front straightaway. It's 2.66 mile asphalt oval. Looking like it's not going to be the best of lap for this team, unfortunately. It's coming down the front straightaway, coming down the start-finish line. 19th quick with a 56.706. Not the best of laps, but again, this is Talladega, and once the track comes into play, everything can and will change. But not the best of qualifying laps for this number 80 team. Just 10 more cars to go. Number 55, Sebastian Luchon for Team NSDCA, driving number 55, Scientific Atlanta, Folgers Ford. They come racing down in the middle of turns 1 and 2. The fastest Ford, I believe. I'm not quite sure actually which one's the fastest. But Ford does not have the best qualifying runs right now. 22nd, 38 to 10. Actually, 38, 10, 84, and 50 are all Fords. This is not a great qualifying run for this Ford group. I expect them to be quite a bit better in the draft, though. We'll see for sure, but I do expect the draft to be the great equalizer, as they say. 27th car on track, 55. See what Sebastian can do here. Coming down the front straightaway, down the start-finish line. 10th quick. That is definitely the fastest Ford so far. Not a bad lap of 56.362. Solid run for this number 55 team. Putting them in a, looks like a decent starting spot for race day. Next car on track. Just 9 cars left to go. Number 21. Good road forward for Tommy Roberts Racing. Being driven by Justin Johnson. Comes down to turn number 1. His teammate did not have the best of laps, and it's not looking like this number 38 team's going to have the best of laps either. He's just getting up to 168 now. 168 miles an hour. Up to 169 now. It's going to be pretty poor lap here, unfortunately, for this team. Going to have some work to do in the speed department. Surely hoping that the draft and the handling come race day will play more into their favor. Coming down the front straightaway here. With just 9 cars left to go in this qualifying session. Justin Johnson in the number 21. Coming down the start-finish line. 170 miles an hour. 23rd quick. With a 56.857. That's a bit disappointing for that number 21 team. I'm sure they wanted more than that. But see how he does in the draft on race day. But for now, number 21, 23rd, qualifying right now. Next car on track, number 26, of Bobo Jones, driving for North Dakota Motorsports, the number 26 Pennzoil DHL Chevy. Bo Jones will be driving this car part-time with David Richardson throughout the season for North Dakota Motorsports. His teammate had a pretty solid lap in the number 13 car. This car is also looking like it's going to be pretty decent. Maybe not a top 5 lap, but we'll see if he's in the running for a top 10 lap here. 29th car to make a lap here at Talladega. Up to under 71. Can get up to under 72 here before the end of this lap. Will be pretty impressive, but doesn't quite look like he's going to get there. But Bobo Jones, well, quick, 56.390. I think that ties. I believe that ties the number 96. Certainly right up there with him. Not too bad of a lap for the number 12 team. 12th pick so far. Next car on track, the 30th car on track. There's 7 more to go. The number 1 of Ben Crouch for Joseph Strigley Racing, driving the number 1 Fuzzy Zlatko Toyota. His teammate right now is Nyquist, so he's in top 10 right now. This is not quite looking like top 10 lap though, because he just gets under 70 miles an hour. We'll see how it goes as it comes down to turn number 3. Coming down the straightaway here. About to come on the straightaway. Talladega is a long track. And we talk about, it's a big track, but there's not a whole lot of time. You only get 1 lap. It's a bit of a mix of both sides here. 18th quick right now for the number 1 car, Ben Crouch. Probably not going to be too happy about that, but as we've mentioned a few times already, he's still going to matter about the draft when it comes to race day. So 18th quick right now for the number 1 team. Just 6 cars left to go as the number 70 is Sam Picard, driving the number 70 Mike's Jersey Subs for O&J Auto. Number 70 Toyota here. And his teammate in the number 80 did not have the best of laps. We'll have to see if he can do a little bit better here. Number 80 currently 22nd. He's looking a little bit better probably. 170, we can get up to 171 here. Not quite. So that's probably not going to be the best lap either, unfortunately, for his number 70 team. Hoping for a little bit more speed here. He kept it consistent, 170 through the corner. That's good. It's taken a long time to get up to 171, just trying to get there. See how much what type of lap time he's going to get here. 18 quick, a little bit better than his teammate. 56.522. Not a terrible lap, kind of in the mid-pack. We'll have to see. There's a couple more cars to go, so possible top 20 starting spot. We'll have to see here, but number 70 is Sam Picard in 18th place right now. 5 cars to go. Next car on track, number 99 Thomas Jericho for Mechanized Motorsports. Driving number 99 Fox Sports Ford. His teammate is currently the slowest on track. He's looking a little bit better than his teammate right now. Up to 168. 169. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit better than his teammate. Still not super quick. Up to 170. Probably going to be around where the number 70 was. Not going to be a great lap either, unfortunately, though, for this Mechanized Motorsports team. Definitely looks like the Fords have some work to do, at least qualifying speed-wise. Have to see how they do in the race, but for right now, as it comes down the tri-oval down the start-finish line, number 99 will be 23rd quick. with a 56.607. Not the lap time he was looking for right now. So we're going to have to see how he does in the race. See if those Fords can be a little bit more competitive on race day. But right now, the number 99, 23rd quick. 4 cars left to go. And honestly, this might be the biggest threat for the poles. He's already up to 171. Samuel England in the number 56. Newman's Own Chevrolet for S3 Motorsports. Already up to 171, 172 miles an hour. This is going to be a good lap. This could be a pole lap here. He's up to 173. Can he get to 174? Yes, he can. This is it. This could be the pole lap right here. 174 miles an hour coming down to turns 3 and 4. Better stand up on your seats here. Coming down the front straightaway. 173 miles an hour, 174. Did it reach 175? Coming down the tri-oval. 174 miles an hour. Coming down the start-finish line. And it's a pole lap. 55.376. A heck of a lap. That is a pole lap for the number 56 S3 Motorsports. Has to be ecstatic right now. Samuel England is on the pole with just 3 cars left to go. With 3 cars left, that was a great lap by the number 56. Jared Rodriguez, I think, is probably not expecting to be quite that fast. We'll have to see. Right now, I believe the number 63, Brandon Chrasta, is still the fastest of the Toyotas. Right now, I believe the top 5 are all Chevys. That is really impressive. Chevy showing that they have brought the power here for the restricted blade racetracks, at least in the speed department. We'll have to see how they do in the drafting and handling as the number 46 comes down into the corner. 169 now. This is not going to be the best of laps. Probably hoping for a little bit better than this. His teammate, Randy Ricks Jr. is at 27th. This is probably going to be right around there, maybe a little bit better. Probably a bit of a disappointing lap you're about to find out. Number 46 team. Yep, 22nd. That's a little bit better than his teammate, but unfortunately, at 56.597, certainly not the best of laps. But again, we'll have to see how these Toyotas drive on race day. But right now, Eric Rodriguez is number 46, 22nd. Just 2 cars left to go. There's the number 77 of Larry Hagan, driving the DAB Ford for Diego Yepes Incorporated. His teammate right now is 15th. I don't think from the early part of this lap it's going to be quite that quick. Only up to 168 right now as the exits turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 169 miles an hour. This has been a pretty disappointing qualifying session for the Fords, to say the least. Just get to 170 here. And they're certainly going to have some work to do come race day. With several cars, 25th, 26th, 27th, 29th, 30th, 32nd, and 34th are all Fords. That's pretty disappointing for the Ford camp. Single car qualifying, but as Larry Hagan comes down the front straightaway, coming to the start-finish line, number 77 will be 27th quick with a 56.719. That is an unfortunate lap time for the number 77 team. Another one of the Ford cars that are going to have some work to do on race day. But right now, the number 77, Larry Hagan, 27th out of 35 drivers. Which leaves us with just 1 driver left to go. And here is the experienced Sony Cup Series veteran of Levi Pasco, driving the number 92 Woolworth's Big W Ford for Single Z Racing. The bombshell last-minute announcement gets put into the stride. Obviously, no testing has been done here. Not a whole lot of time with his team. You can kind of tell this lap time, the Ford camp just not quite as good in this qualifying session. up to 170 here as it comes into turn 3. But I don't think it's going to matter really where Levi Pasco starts, because we all know that when it comes down to race day, he's going to have the most experience of anyone in the field. And I fully expect him to use that speed to his advantage. Coming down the front straightaway, coming down the start-finish line, 170 miles an hour. Here's his lap, 23rd quick with a 56.605. Again, he's not going to be happy with that lap. The number 92 team's not going to be happy with that lap. But let me tell you, this number 92 team, Levi Pasco, they're going to be ones to watch in terms of the race. Number 92 gets 23rd. But let's take a look now at your full starting lineup. As we look here, S3 Motorsports gets first and third with Samuel England blowing out the field over the four. The top 3 have about a half a second separation from the rest of the field. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out into the race. S3 Motorsports and Flying Aces Racing, 2 teams inside the top 10. 8 of the top 10 cars are Chevrolet. It's a very impressive job. Let's look here through the rest of this field. We thank you all for watching the single car qualifying. It was a bit of a long one, but I sure enjoyed it. And we hope you did too. We are excited to bring you round 1 of the FBRL Napa Pro Series here at Talladega, coming up soon. Thank you all for watching, and God bless.